Welcome back to the LCS Lounge. I am joined by Blaber for a little VOD review. Before I even start this clip, I do want to talk about the Rengar Elise matchup so the fans at home can know how this goes, how you expected it to go, because that Rengar was an insta-lock after they locked in Elise. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so usually when you insta-lock a champ, it's so that the opponents don't have time to like kind of think about what you're going to play against Elise, right? It's already kind of weird to open Elise when Maokai is banned in this current meta. But usually Rengar Elise is, Rengar just beats Elise the whole game. And what Elise has to do early is get ganked off, right? And we wanted to prevent that this game by invading level 1, so we pretty much know where Elise is the whole time. Once I went to my top side and we knew he wasn't there, we kind of knew he was bottom.
Okay, I'm gonna start rolling the clip. This is from your perspective when you guys are calling for the invade. So was this a plan you'd already discussed in draft in terms of we're gonna make it a split map so he can't just permagank bot?
Yeah, this was a pre-planned draft. We're drafting for level 1 to make sure we win level 1.
Okay.
Because already Elise is really weak level 1, one of her weak points as a jungler. And this is something that we practiced for about a week. I didn't play a single Rengar game this week of practice, but it was just like, whatever, I'll just play it on stage, even because I haven't practiced it, just because we did it before.
Okay, cool. And the other thing I did want to ask, coming out of this clip, it should stop in a little bit, did you expect the Elise to not, because usually when you have a split map, right, your opponent tries to then split the entire map. Were you at all surprised, or was there something in your pathing that you think stopped her from just going topside? Because if you notice, Boogie then did try to come back weaker a little bit because of the level 1 and try to get bot lane ahead anyway. Yeah,
so right now as a jungler, if you don't have red buff, it feels kind of bad. And also, we kind of knew he wasn't going to split map because in this current meta, you can't really take the enemy camps. And even if it does as Elise, if he's just taking camps and not ganking, he's not going to be that useful in the game. Our Sivir is going to be extremely fed this game. We have Sivir Ashe. They're going to be winning lane the whole game. Nautilus is going to be useless. So we kind of just knew he had to gank, and we were calling that he could definitely go bot around our wards or just...
Okay, cool. There, All right, good to know. I was a little curious just because I noticed he didn't do just try to do their top. This is the Herald setup when they actually end up zoning you out. So I just wanted to talk through this. I don't know if you remember it, but basically Solo comes to zone out the eye. So I wanted to ask what's going on the team in terms of everyone kind of coming in and converging on this, who called for this, and just generally what's the setup?
I don't know. My team here was actually so vegan. I can't they were saying we shouldn't fight here to run, and maybe it was me, I don't know. But we were saying don't fight this, and I'm like, no, we can fight. And then Fudge actually made a good call. He pulled the trigger. He said, I'm just silencing down. We're gonna go it. And then Tali doesn't have flash, right? And neither does Nautilus. And he's trying to walk through the choke. I don't know what he's doing. He's inting. But yeah, I was like, there's just no way we can lose this here. Look, my items, I'm so OP right now, and Tali, no fight. Yeah, they can't win. They can't win.
Why is the Kindle Gem OP?
No, I'm
just you're tanky because...
Okay, first of all, they're playing Elise Talia. I don't know why they're playing this. So I have bone plating, so I don't die one shot. I have no magic mandal already countering the whole...
Their whole team.
Their whole team, yeah. So they just can't win.
Good to know.
When we first got you behind the scenes, you were like, I played really well early, but then I started kind of sprinting it. I do want to play through, I'm not sure if you remember this fight, it was around here, but you end up going in. I just wanted to talk through, again, what the communication around a fight is, because the rest of your team actually ends up cleaning up this.
Yeah, so here,
if
I had more Rengar games, it would have looked a lot better, but I don't think I should have. I was calling for the fight, and so was Emenes, because he was flanking from top side of mid.
Okay.
But if I just didn't use my empowered W on the E to slow Nautilus, and I just kept fighting like that, it would have been... they can't kill me, because I'll have 3 Ws pretty much in this fight, and yeah, it would have looked a lot better. But I think that they were walking our jungle. We saw Talia TP. I think he was trying to do a sneaky TP here earlier. I don't know if it was
I'm not sure if it's...
But he was trying to do a sneaky TP there to try to catch us off, but we saw it, and then we were like, we can still beat them, so.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to send you over to the loungers.
Come here.
We're going to grill you on some more stuff.
You want the pen?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So
this is all you right here.
Yesterday, we watched a bunch of Emenes content, and one of the things we saw was Jack and Fudge talking a lot about this off-season conversation that you had with Emenes. And the perception that we got from it is that you kind of really vouched for him. And I want to just kind of ask you, is that accurate of you really believing in this guy, or just can you talk a little bit more about Emenes?
Yeah, I did really believe in him. I kind of watched his VODs like of his gameplay before I even talked to him, and I was like, oh yeah, this guy mechanically he's really good. And I think like in the interview that me and Jack did with him, like there was a lot of agents and stuff there too, and he was like so nervous, and his English is actually completely fine, but he did the interview in Korean because basically like David, our manager, was there to translate for him, and he was so nervous he like couldn't really respond. He was responding in one-word answers, and like I think he just got really thrown off because my first question to him was like, why are you known to be so toxic?
Yeah.
Like I was pretty, like I just started asking him like hard questions because I don't want to waste my time in the interview. Like if he's gonna like not respond well, I didn't really want to waste my time in the interview because of so many like rumors, right, with him. So I kind of just asked him really hard questions, and I think it threw him off. Obviously, he really wanted to join C9, right, and fix his reputation. So yeah, pretty much after that, I was like, yeah, no, we're not signing this guy. Yeah. And then he messaged me personally.
What convinced you that he isn't toxic?
he messaged me. Well, I wasn't fully convinced he wasn't toxic. I was willing to give him a shot. But he personally messaged me after that interview, like about like 30 seconds after.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, can we talk? Like I was really nervous in that interview. And then we kind of talked. He was talking to me in decent English. He was like, I don't actually need a translator. Like I was just so nervous in that interview. And I kind of just asked him questions, and he responded to me well. So I was like, yeah, I'm willing to give him a shot.
So good news, he just won Player of the Game for that one.
There it is.
Obviously working well. First one, there we go.
Nice.
So just for you as a team now, because you brought him in during like middle of the season, what was some of the decision making around like right now? Was it because he was popping off in the academy and you guys have like a good lead in the LCS and you felt like this was the perfect experiment time? Like what was the thought process of the team?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure like why it was done right now, but we don't want to make a change during playoffs.
Of course,
we don't want to play 9 weeks with one player and then randomly playoffs you put someone in. Like if we wanted to try something, now would be better. I think we thought then if we did it 4 weeks from now, basically.
And a question, you've been on C9 for a long time now. And there's that reputation in C9 that you can, at least with Jack talks about it a lot, that you guys can bring in a lot of players that have like contentious history and then make it so the environment is good enough to change the tide there, right? Whereas in other teams, the frustration feels like it doesn't get heard, and so this is a buildup. Can you talk about how it's been in C9 throughout those years, at least the environment that's been in there, and how at least you feel like it'll work this time around with Emenes?
Yeah, I've never been on a team besides C9, so I can't really speak to other teams' culture, right?
Yeah.
But at least for me, when I first joined C9, Sneaky was like a really big part of me for team culture. The guy was like always positive. Yeah. Like you're losing a game and he's like always positive, right?
He was untiltable.
Yeah, and then like going to playoffs, we're losing scrims and stuff. Like Gauntlet 2018, we couldn't beat TSM a single game, and he's like he's got confidence, you know. And I think for him, like for me, that really made me realize how important team environment is. Like you can look at players who go to teams look like shit, then go to a different team look good. It's like it's not because they were bad, you know.
Yeah.
It's just, some people play worse in worse team environments, and I think C9's had a good one the years I've been here.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for breaking down your plays. Thanks for talking to us about Emenes.
I really appreciate that.
You have a chance to run away now. We're going to be going into Champ Select of the next game. So thank you very much. Unless you really wanted to stick around for Champ Select.
No, I'm good. I'm
good. Shoot your shot every time you have it. Thanks,
Blaber. Appreciate you.
We're into Champion Select now for CLG versus Immortals.
And welcome back, Emily. How you doing, Emily?
Woo! I was chilling, listening to the interview. It was good.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh, we got Zeri banned. Nice. We can't trade Zeri Lucian.
Yeah, right from the get-go. And I mean, like, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to both CLG and IMT. Both have been having contentious, just like weeks. CLG is at least having like a bounce back, whereas IMT really are searching for a win. And I think showcased a different identity just yesterday, where they're going back to what's comfortable. The Vi and the Nautilus are two things where it's just like, yeah, we just want clear engage points. And if we can take away the Zeri or just like what is meta, I think it helps them. So it's nice to see them start off with that. I want to see what their draft looks like.
And then for CLG, I think in drafting, I want them to be able to showcase their creativity around things that they're good at. I think they are really good at Palafox timing when he can go bot, with Contractz to dive that bot lane if possible. You saw it yesterday. You even saw it with their Vi Talia combo that we noted. And then their solo laners are also really interesting. I think definitely putting Dhokla on more carry-oriented champions like the Aurelia that we pointed out previously has worked really well for them. And I was glad to see some of last year, what I liked so much about them last year, creeping into their draft identity in the past few weeks.
Yeah, I think on the side of Immortals, it was a little tough seeing Revenge's Twitter because he's been doing a great job with his vlogs and stuff like that, and you can feel the losses piling up and just like the mood starting to shift for that team. He's been doing this week, and he said like it's just starting to feel rough as you get into the second half of the split. So hopefully they can turn it around a little bit, because that was one of the things I really liked about the Immortals team, was seeing their kind of camaraderie and some of the goofy antics behind the scene. And it is one of those things that it's hard to keep putting yourself out there, because people can be rough when you put it out like a lighthearted thing when you're not doing as well.
Yeah, people will just think that you don't care about League of Legends.
It's like, I do care, but I'm also trying to,
It's the darkest thing to go down. And I really like the players on this Immortals team, but I do think if they go 0-2 this week and move to 2-9, even though they won't be officially eliminated from playoffs, they're not making playoffs. They're not going to win 7 games in a row, and I think they know that. But if they win this one, at least they still have a chance. So I think this actually is the most important game of the split so far for Immortals.
100%. I mean, we talked about this yesterday with Dignitas, the mounting pressure that you put on yourself internally, where you think you can make changes within your team. You're like, oh, it's worked. Maybe this change in our draft working for us, or at least how we focused on team fights. But it's just stacking losses that you feel like nothing is going right, and that really takes a hit in your confidence, even in your greatest strengths as a player, where you feel like, oh, I really feel like I know this matchup, but everything is going wrong. That being said, Misfortune, we have not seen this champion, period.
Lock him down.
Here we go, the
Nautilus.
press R comp.
There it is.
When you're struggling, you always just go back to basics, these easy to execute team fight comps. A strong early game as well with the Elise for Kenvi to try and get them ahead, so that way when you get to like the 15-20 minute mark, you're hopefully even in the game, and you get these kind of team fights where it's like you just lock down one member and hopefully insta-give them.
Yeah, I like throwing out the book when you're down like this. And also for CLG, it definitely feels like when a team is above them in the standings, they have a pretty high chance of winning, and a team is below them in the standings, it's a pretty low chance of winning.
Play at the enemy level?
You never know, right? CLG is definitely the team where you never know.
Yeah, and take a look at this. I mean, when you see the Nami get locked in, you know the Lucian is going to be coming up immediately afterwards. So the Misfortune is already showcasing, yeah, we outrange you with this Misfortune, and I expect that we see
the Lucian
Psych.
coming?
There it is, Psych!
You got ahead of yourself, son.
I guess they're just going to change it up right there. What do you think, Emily?
No, I think you're absolutely right, because that's what we saw in the G2 Koi series, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. G2 picked the MF into the Lucian Nami for that reason. So I do think this is kind of a bit of an audible to shift to the Sivir, which is obviously something that Luger is like super, super comfortable on, but switching away from Lucian.
Yeah, and the spell shield will actually be good against the Nautilus and the Elise whenever they're trying to gank them, so I understand it. And it's what CLG has done when they've been successful is picking the champions that they have specialists of.
Yeah.
So Luger, Sivir,
Yep.
Dhokla, Aurelia, things like that.
Yeah, and even then, you know, like he did play a great Lucian game just yesterday, and it was cool to hear Palafox, if people did not see the post game to that, definitely check it out if you're a CLG fan, talking about like the comms that they have around Luger being like, our Lucian can one-tap anyone, we just need to isolate people, stall fights out, make sure you can do that. Like the team knows how to play around him. So sometimes you can see that there's still like a little lack of synergy. The one time he was flaming him for hitting a ward, but like team fighting, they seem to communicate very well on what their options are for how to win these engages.
Yeah, and also, we got to hear a little bit more of the behind the scenes. So we had Dhokla and Palafox on after their game
We have some
yesterday.
content coming.
And just for fun, asked them who they think the player of the game was.
Yeah.
And Dhokla was like, well, yeah, it was Luger. He had a bunch of kills. And Palafox said, no, man, it's Poome. He had really good comms. And Dhokla said, nobody hears our comms. But for what it's worth, Poome apparently has been very vocal and was very vocal yesterday. And we have Jayce. Why not have Jayce?
Jayce mid and oh no.
Is it the Palafox
They
Jayce
need-
or a Dhokla
It's definitely
Jayce?
a flex. I will say this right now.
Yes, they need so much AP damage, though. This is...
Yeah. This is likely going to be an AP Maokai, but if it is, then they would lack a
Malphite?
front line.
I
Yeah.
hate the AP Maokai angles that I've seen most of the time. You just end up so squishy, so like the damage is there. You just don't have enough front line. I forget which team did it yesterday. It might have been EG, where they just had like a Bruiser Renekton with the AP Maokai, and both of them just exploded before they could really get anything done. So I do hope that's a Jayce flex top with an AP mid. I would really prefer that for CLG.
Even if an AP is mid or top, it's not that much because they won't have frontline. But you can easily go Victor here.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a Jayce
Yeah.
mid. I think it's going to be a Jayce mid. It's been most often
Gwen
picked
top?
into the Azir. Oftentimes you'll see Jayce mid into the Azir, so I think that's going to be the case. It also makes it so they'll have prio early versus the Azir so they can move towards the side lane. Let's see what the option is here. They don't have that much time.
There's so few AP top options other than Gwen.
There it
So
is.
it has to be
Okay.
Gwen
And it
top.
does play into Cassante a fair amount. People have done this matchup before. It's an interesting game. It's pretty short range to kind of be running into them, but at least you have a lot of tools to survive that range with the Gwen. You know, like the bullet time, you can basically fully immune if you're not actually targeting the MF, if you time it right and stuff. So it will be highly skill intensive for CLG because they are squishy.
Yeah, I think they can take a 1-3-1. Obviously, they can't win through 1-3-1. They have to eventually team fight and take angles, and that's going to be harder to play. I like IMT's ease of execution, and I think that's just what they've been going for to get a win. So team fights are going to be their focus. I'm looking at especially Ablazeolive's Azir, which is just his best pick. So might be the win for them, but we'll have to see what happens here.
Well, Twitch chat thinks CLG won draft, and they're never wrong.
True.
Dude, did you
Fact.
see yesterday Dig had like 80% prediction by the Twitch chat?
Everybody wants them to win.
Dig won
Yeah.
draft, and then they won the game.
Yep.
There you go.
I
Twitch chat
hope
was right.
someone is compiling
Twitch
the
chat
Twitch chat.
loves Dignitas.
Yeah,
would be
that'll
great.
do it from the LCS Lounge. That's where we are, CaptainFlowers. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Chad. I'll remember it eventually.
so salty.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we were having a conversation about this earlier. I'll remember to call it the right name one of these days.
Hey, he's gonna make sure you
Yeah,
remember.
he's
Or
really he's dead set on it. But hey, we got ourselves a second game now with another new interesting pick, a little bit more variety in the draft. Misfortune showing up here.
Good.
And I think I agree with what the analyst lounge chat was saying. I'm going to pass you back. I'm going to
Okay,
pass you back.
but to be fair, it's LCS Lounge.
Man. All right, whatever. I agree with what they were saying. I like the fact that if you're a team that's at the bottom of the standings, you go for ease of execution. I think that's the best way to get yourself a couple of wins, get that momentum going in the right direction.
I concur, good sir.
All right. Hey, that's
Wise
fine, man.
point.
Clever.
Wise point. The only problem is that CLG did end up technically getting a bunch of counter picks here. Gwen forces Cassante not to be able to go right into the Iceborne Gauntlet because it's full armor now since they changed the tank mythics.
Yeah.
One of the biggest strengths there, having that AP threat from the top side. In addition, it's a Maokai too, so it's kind of like Revenge has to change from the brain off build, turn brain on, get a
Gotta
little
flip
bit
that
of
switch.
a little bit of magic resist there. And then Jayce, while it is much maligned in North America, it is 1-8.
What's that word mean?
Disgusted. It's despised.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do that. I don't like NA.
Yeah, it's not good. It is supposed to be good into Azir via poke, because Azir does not have sustain. So we'll see if CLG and Palafox can be the 2 and 8, make it 2 and 8, improve.
Maybe they can. Maybe they can. That Jayce.
Numbers are not working in your favor though.
Yeah, the Jayce has disappointed me in pretty much every performance I've seen from it in the LCS here in 2023. Maybe Palafox can turn it around. But down here in the bottom side, the Misfortune and Nautilus combo can be so deadly if they line it up right. And right there is how they started off. The dredge line into the immediate follow-up. Auto attacks just flying out from the Immortals bottom lane duo. The 2v2, they just slam it.
Yeah, they do. Tactical getting huge amounts of health in this trade. Giant chunks off both Luger and Poome. Now, Luger and Poome are the sustain lane, though. Nami gonna do her best to keep them topped off. Potion still in inventory for the Nami. Immediately chugged there by Luger, though, and that's gonna call Kenvi. Let's see. I feel like on the next cannon wave, well, never mind. Junglers will meet first before they even get to the wave.
Yeah, Kenvi ends up walking over the sapling. That's going to give CLG information that he's hanging around. Contractz knows that Immortals would love
the
to make it here.
dive!
So, yeah, I think they're going to be able to defend this. Kenvi's still hanging out. If he walks back into the brush, he just eats another sapling. Kaboom.
Delicious.
Yum. Acorn.
Love that. Everybody loves walking into saplings over and over. Palafox, though, is prime cocoon target.
Yeah.
It was close to the wall there. Kenvi kind of thinking about if he stuck around a little bit longer in that trade, could get off the flash cocoon. But Palafox calls off the trade in time, backs right up to the turret, will remain safe, and that allows Contractz to finish up on the blue quadrant. So Contractz will be 1 camp up on the Elise since Kenvi's just been sitting down here picking hatchlings out of the ground.
Yeah, I mean, all he's doing is picking up acorns or whatever, so it's not exactly super
Farmer
beneficial for him.
Elise, new skin.
Yeah, Farmer Elise with a straw hat and a piece of wheat in between her teeth. She's having a great time.
Bunch of little turnips following you around.
Yeah, turnip. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm down, sis. Also, we could have Farmer Maokai. He could throw turnip.
Yeah, he picked another one there. Oh, that one is not ripe, though.
No.
Spit it out. Spit it out.
Not a tasty one here today. Kenvi, even though was behind about 1 camp, now everything's back to being tied up, considering he had control over this bottom side river. Means he gets priority over that scuttle crab. Okay. Contractz on the other half of the map right now, clears out his red, moved over to his chicken. He should be able to get the other crab.
This is our route that we just went for Kenvi. That's the Kenvi route for the last minute and a half.
I'll take your word for it. That was quite a intricate shape and design, my friend.
No problem.
You went to like engineering school or something, right? So you had to like draft blueprints or something.
I do.
That's what I'm believing that was. That's that experience right there.
I have a degree in engineering. Hatched like four different saplings in that route as well.
Yeah.
In the meantime, plus 10 CS here for Contractz. Got up to the other side of the map here on Maokai. And again, with W, Flash, there's always a possibility of going for an early play. Dhokla, though, pushed under his tower and at half health. They don't want to overextend and waste any time going for it. So Contractz can get his reset and come right back down towards this bottom side. Maybe they can turn something around here. Tactical's exhaust is about to come back off cooldown, though.
Yeah.
Fairly short on that one.
Poome and Luger, 3 out of 4 summoner spells for them too. The Ghost will come back up at the same time Tactical's exhaust does. Those summoner spells being on the same timer. The trade was pretty much perfectly lined up between the two being used.
All right.
Kenvi wants a chance to go after him down here. Dredgeline comes out. Spell shield, nicely timed from Luger to make sure Fleshy's not going to get it, but he flashes back in. Flash cocoon from Kenvi does not find the target. CLG thinking about what they might be able to grab afterwards. Contractz going forward, throws the sapling into the brush. Fleshy is caught in its first blood over to Counter Logic Games.
This is so massive for CLG. Elise comes back down bottom again. All this time invested down here, only to be counter ganked and killed. Fleshy goes down. CLG get the first blood. They can transition that into the dragon as well. Massive, massive stuff here. For the Sivir Nami bottom lane too, it relieves some of that pressure because Tactical and Fleshy had just been bombarding them in this bottom lane. And they'll still retain their decent CS lead, but here's another look. The hook is spell shielded, so then Luger can get a lot of damage here after they kite back on Fleshy. Kenvi went for the follow-up cocoon there, but not long enough CC, so Luger is able to flash out and then just run him all the way down until Contractz get into range.
Didn't even cost the flash from Contractz. They just made sure that they collapsed on the target that was most easy to do so. Yeah. Really good stuff there from CLG.
And they get to deny some more minions right now. Look at this triple stacked up wave right now. CLG is just letting it melt away their minions. So that will make up some of this ground here between Tactical and Luger, where that CS difference we were talking about will still stand.
Yeah, it is a massive farm gap, not only in bot lane, but back here in mid lane as well. Palafox's Jayce is down 20 farm versus the Azir of Ablazeolive. So even though Immortals are the ones who lost the fight, who got first blooded, they still have a modest gold lead just because of these differences in the carry roles and how well they've been farming.
Yep, Palafox should be able to get this whole minion wave. The camera's on you, buddy. Don't miss any. Wipe them all out.
Okay, nice. Oh.
That's okay.
Gonna want that one back.
Yeah, nobody was watching, it's fine. Top side though, Dhokla did get up to the leeching leer, at least, on the Gwen, and so starts to have the sustain advantage here. You can see quickly stacking up the Conqueror. Gwen starts to feel a lot nicer versus Constante once you start rolling in some items, but as we said, he is gonna have to divert his build, and he went for the early magic resist, so no magic mantle will protect him versus both the Gwen and the Maokai.
I like it a lot.
Revenge has turned his brain on, not the autopilots that we have seen some Kusantes still going for.
No cookie cutter builds. Fleshy going forward with the Hex Splash, but Contractz once again knows what they're planning. A beautiful double bubble, And CLG, they get the better of their opponents by a mile here in this trade, but they will not get any kills.
Yeah, beautiful cover fire here from Tactical. Misfortune ultimate just in time. That double bubble out of the Maokai ultimate was going to be disaster. But Tactical's able to lay down the cover fire for his teammates, get them out, and honestly, that was flash from Contractz as well. It is Maokai with Hex Flash, so it's not the biggest loss for them on the bottom side, but it still means Tactical retains his CS lead. He'll be able to clean up the wave, no problem. He didn't take any of the damage. He didn't get caught in that Maokai Ultimate's bubble combination, so Immortals successfully avoid disaster there.
Contractz is doing a good job reading Kenvi this game. He knows that he wants to look at this bottom lane. He knows he's trying to snowball these guys ahead, and he's done a great job at stopping those attempts so far. Now Fleshy's making a rotation up into the top side of the map. Dhokla, with the Hallowed Mist, of course, can easily just walk away from these attempts.
And this could be a setup for the Rift Herald here. Everybody's coming off their bottom side recalls. CLG got their bottom side recalls off first, and since Tactical was clearing the wave, but he is on Misfortune, so Tactical could get here with the strut move speed advantage.
Oh, it looks like he will. I think we might get a full-on 5v5 for this Mr. Kobe. Dhokla's gonna go in and start things off with the Nami wave following it up, and CLG have decided it's time to fight. Revenge wants to turn it around, but Dhokla grabs the kill on Fleshy and disengages. Immortals have to head back. Luger throws out a boomerang. Not gonna find any targets with it. Now, of course, the Herald did reset, but CLG knows they hard won the fight in terms of the health bar.
Yep, and they hard won it by separating the enemy team. 2 carries from Immortals down here in the bottom side jungle, and then the rest of the team, the 3 members, right up in front of Contract's face. So Dhokla and Contractz run right into the 3 members. They attack one side, take down the extra kill, and Dhokla was very close to actually dropping during this, but here's what I'm talking about. So there's gonna be 2 carries for Immortals down here, and then the rest of the team 3 over here. So they're sectioned off, and CLG just goes straight towards that side. Nami wave, so even though Dhokla gets CC'd into the Revenge ultimate, Cassante over the wall, he can't quite finish him, and Dhokla gets the triumph and actually killed their credit onto Nautilus. So they survive with the Immortals, Azir, and Misfortune on the other side. The damage just could not follow up.
Tactical also did not have the ulti ready to go again for the fight. You could see that cooldown just about ready to come up again. It's ready now, but the Misfortune, especially early on, not being able to contribute with that massive ultimate in these fights feels really, really bad for the team that's piloting her. So Immortals end up giving up a second kill there in that one. It's the Herald in the pocket of CLG. Contractz still has 3 minutes to use that wherever he sees fit. Should be able to guarantee some plate money with it. Speaking of which, Revenge has still been in control over the top side 1v1, so now he's gonna get some plate money. They're swapping up the lane assignments. You've got Dhokla down there in the bottom side. You got a play over in mid as Poome gets jumped on, shuffled back, and it's Tactical grabbing the kill credit.
Yeah, Ablaze is able to sweep in on Azir, gets the ultimate that he saved from the Rift Herald fight, and they actually get a kill. It's only on the support, but it does mean you get Dragon as your reward. There's no way, right? Contractz is kind of poking around here, but there's no way he gets in. They're actually going to go for it on the bottom side here. CLG, they're forcing them off the Dragon. Dhokla was able to move up. Yeah, such a priority. They bought time. Poome is here. Poome revived.
Okay, 4v4, run it back. Let's do it again. Ablazeolive trying to put some poke on Luger over the wall here near the blue buff.
No Azir ult. The only thing they have to watch out for is the Misfortune ult.
And there it comes. Dhokla immediately going into the Hallowed Mist. He wants to apply the pressure. The Dragon's going to be secured by Tactical, but now the fight thereafter. Fleshy ends up giving one over. It's CLG getting a kill. It's Immortals getting the Drake.
I don't think Contractz had his smite. It's on cooldown right now. I don't think he had his smite, and so Tactical just burns the Dragon down with his ultimate. The Immortals still get what they came for, Flowers, even though CLG were trying to muscle them off. Palafox will get the Rift Herald turret plates and the auto.
Oh, Tactical.
Yeah.
Oof. It's a oof.
Yeah.
It's a oof.
He also exhausted.
Yeah.
At the end, hoping that was going to be enough
That's a tough
to save.
one. That's a tough one. CLG, yeah, they ended up giving away the Drake, but they got 3 plates. They got 2 kills after Palafox cleans up that delayed one on Tactical there in the mid lane. I'll take that trade if I'm CLG any day of the week.
Yeah, honestly, pretty happy with the extra gold for themselves. Eclipse now finished for Palafox off of that kill money. And it's going to be a pretty quick demonic for Contractz as well, with the two of the kills going to him on the Maokai. That is such a massive power spike.
Yeah. Makes those saplings so annoying.
Exactly.
Now, 4 minutes until our next Drake spawns. Tons of time until we see the next Herald show up here on the map. So no neutral objectives to fight over. Means it's back to fighting over the position of these waves, back to fighting over the possibility of a dive. But Immortals, they know they can't set anything up if Contractz is reading again.
Yep. And you know what kind of rift it is? As soon as you see the map pop up with these green zits all over the place, the Omega plants. Chemtech, baby. Chemtech is coming to town. They are the most fun plants.
The blast cones are funny.
We are going to have another 3-on-3 on bottom side here. Kenvi's trying to poke around from Tri-Brush. If he can hit the cocoon.
Well, Contractz is immediately ready to fire back. All three get rooted. Fleshy's just gonna die here at the very start. Immortals decided they wanted this fight. Revenge is making his way down. He's used Ghost, he's used TP, he's ready to fight, and they're gonna bring one back. They'll trade Luger for Fleshy 1-for-1.
Yeah, probably still not worth it for Immortals. If you see this Gwen on top side here, Dhokla chopping away on the top turret. They use their teleport and the Ghost, like you say, invested from Revenge, and still gonna be basically even as bottom turret and top turret dropping simultaneously. Can Dhokla win the race? It looks like he can.
Yeah.
First turret bonus as well for CLG.
Dhokla is loving the current state of things here. 5,700 gold, he's topping the charts. Tactical right behind him here with 5,500 on the Misfortune. Palafox will be next in line, 5,300 there on the Jayce. Considering this Jayce was down over 20 farm earlier just in the 1v1 matchup in mid lane, he's done a good job bringing it back.
Yeah. Thank you, Base Tactical, for the little visit. And the Rift Herald also did a lot to even up that gold, get Palafox right back into it. And now for CLG, you get to transition to the poke game for Jayce with the outer turret going down on the top side. Dhokla has a lot of side lane priority at the moment, so we'll see if they can push that one out, transition on over. You've got your Sivir, you can just rotate Sivir towards mid lane with Nami.
Yeah.
Move the Buzzsaw into mid lane, clear out those minions constantly, and let your side lanes do their work.
90 seconds till that next Drake that we got showing up. Both the teams don't really seem too shy about wanting to fight, so I'm assuming we're gonna get a team fight over this one. They were ready to fight back all the way for first Rift Herald. Technically, it's a shock blast there, but he's not as concerned about it as he otherwise might be. Has the Vamp Scepter in inventory, so he can leech back some of his life that he loses from the poke of Palafox. You can see Contractz just continuing to arm those saplings all over the river, just try to harass these guys as much as possible with that demonic embrace that is now completed. Immortals, they're the ones starting up the second Herald, 16.5 minutes into the game. CLG not ones to back away. Luger using the spell shield to get away from Fleshy, who jumps into the front, and Dokla's ready to follow up here on the flank. Immortals off most of their men, mostly dead already, and they're gonna make sure that they drop all the way. CLG chasing after him. Palafox wants a little bit more damage, but the exhaust gets it done this time. And IMT, they're so low, but they're still alive.
Yeah, they actually turned around the extra kill with the separation there. Palafox alone while the rest of the team was held off towards the river and end up making it a 1-for-1. CLG will still get the objective, but that is better than Immortals probably should have gotten, considering they walked up right into Maokai ult plus Nami ult. Take a look at the beginning of this team fight, because it looks so juicy for the engage for CLG. They're all clumped up at the jungle corridor, so Maokai ult goes down the middle, followed by a Nami ult, and everybody is basically out. 3 people knocked up from the Nami ult, so Immortals are full retreat, but then CLG unable to finish off more because Ablazeolive cuts them off at the pass. That Azir ulti cuts the entire CLG team off from Palafox and basically isolates him. So even though every other Immortals player was blinking low health bars, they still are able to turn it around. Tactical tanks Palafox, and they get their kill back.
That could have been a disaster for Immortals if all of those guys got cleaned up there. Fortunately for them, the stop succeeds, but they will not be able to stop this turret from falling as the second Herald is summoned up by CLG here in mid lane. They'll force that down, go up to a 2-to-1 lead in turret count. Herald trying to get the second charge, and Palafox just snipes Tactical down for the second time.
Ouch. First strike, big ol' shock blast. It doesn't even have his Muramana yet, Flowers. It's gonna get more painful than that pretty quickly.
It's not going to be pretty for Tactical on the Misfortune unless those juke boots end up helping him sidestep things a little bit better. But
Yeah, he needs to upgrade those boots for more move speed. With that plus the strut, maybe then we can get out.
Maybe then we can get out of the way of it, but he's going to have to be fast, man. He's gonna have to be aware of these things flying in after him. Second Drake for CLG.
You little emote farmer, you.
Yeah.
All right. Honestly, they've got very few defenses left to hide behind too now, so seems like it's going to be a difficult setup here for Immortals to get their way back in. All of this massive engage on the side of CLG, and Immortals really kind of got to look for more pick style.
Okay.
Nautilus ultimate, single here, Kenvi following up, you know, maybe in a brush. Ablazeolive is trying to set a little trap.
Palafox will be the one furthest up. Uses to the skies immediately. Ablazeolive goes for the shuffle, but Palafox on the flash doesn't want to take any chances. Nice job getting away from it.
Yeah. Good flash for sure. No Azir ultimate now. The cooldown's pretty low though, so nice little bit of fishing there for Immortals, trying to set up traps on the side lanes. Yeah, use the vision to their advantage. And Revenge still doing quite well for himself, honestly, with just the no magic mantle early on.
All right, Immortals, let's take another look at, I guess all the way back here. This was the snipe. Oh, we're gonna get the camera angle for the snipe.
Oh, it's zooming in on him, baby.
Here it comes, kaboom.
Wait, I can't even see it anymore.
Oh,
right in the heart.
Shot through the heart. Anime Jayce deletes Halloween Misfortune. All right, Tactical, you're gonna have to get your revenge at some point, buddy. I got my eyes on him. One of these days, we're gonna see a Misfortune all fly towards Jayce. Maybe he'll be able to find that vengeance, but for now, Contractz locking down Fleshy. The Nautilus has been killed so many times. Kenvi just barely gets out of the way of the bubble using the Proto Belt to clear that last little bit of distance. So it's only the single kill. 6th death. There are 8 kills for CLG. 6 of those kills have been on Fleshy's Nautilus.
And I can do you one better, Flowers. All 8 of them are the bottom lane. It's a 100% bottom lane death.
You got me there. You got me there. All 8 deaths across the 2 players from the bottom lane of IMT. And this is the thing about playing a champion like Nautilus, right? I mean, if your team is behind, every time you go in, you're also going out.
True. Also, this is probably a good time for a PSA as far as finding someone to hold your hand when you go for vision.
Right.
Because it's a very dangerous task to go into enemy jungle looking for vision, especially if you are behind, as you mentioned.
It's a tough time here for Fleshy. I don't think it's going to get a whole lot easier. I expect most of these fights to be dredge line in, press R, die. And anything more than that is going to be a boon for Immortals, who are now down 4,000 gold against CLG in the mid game. Muramana completed on Palafox's Jayce as well. There's that power spike you were talking about. Those shock blasts are going to absolutely rip through anyone not named Revenge.
Yeah, I think pretty much everybody not named Revenge on Immortals is going to have a very tough time playing out the rest of this game. Thankfully for Revenge in the side lanes, he's able to push on up, working on his Force of Nature.
I don't know, man. It's still kind of scary. That's Gwen. She has 2 items. Once Gwen has 3 items.
Shadow Flame completed. It gets a little bit scary. But rest of Immortals, their #1 job. They've got these 2 scryers. I love actually having double scryers trinket over here. They're trying to keep vision of the Baron, make sure they don't have to walk into anything. As Contractz is forced to flash defensively after his ult at the flank.
Oh, Revenge goes in. He tries to get the all-out on Luger, who uses the spell shield to block the knockback.
Oh, they got him!
Nearly dead, and Tactical guarantees it with a nice use of the bullet time. Now with Contractz also shut down, Immortals just found 2 huge picks with no response. Baron's on the table, and the enemy have no jungler for 30 seconds.
Oh, it looks juicy, Flowers. It looks juicy. Kenvi's a little bit low on HP, and Revenge already used his ultimate, though.
They did get the Hallowed Mist out of Dhokla right there, so they at least got 15 seconds before Gwen feels comfortable stepping up with impunity again. Fleshy goes out, dredge line to lock down the Gwen. That might be exactly what they needed. Kenvi so close to the edge of death. The Shark Blast doesn't get him, but Baron spit does.
Oh, so close to living there. Immortals is a huge comeback play, though. Teamfight right in front of the tower, chasing him down, and Revenge teleporting in for that flank allows them to chase down Sivir, taking down Luger, opening up an avenue for a comeback in this game. Honestly, heartbreaking pause right now. This is breaking up my momentum here where we're building up for Immortals.
I was immersed. I was ready to go, and now we're here. We're chilling. We're having a good time.
Okay, now you're taken out of it. Huh?
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's take another look at how it started. We got our replay of how the last play went down, with Contractz initially getting caught under the turret and having a flash.
Okay, so definitely a little bit over-aggressive from CLG because they didn't, preemptively use an early Gwen teleport. And you can see Gwen holding teleport right now. Up until this point, CLG comms are probably like, we're fine, we're going to escape, we're going to escape. Oh, we're not going to escape. Then they have the teleport, but it's super late here. They've already chunked out Contractz and got his flash from the early excursion at the tower. And so the chase down, getting jungle and AD is like perfect scenario here for Immortals. The problem is these shock blasts really do hurt. Fleshy gets a really good turnaround on the engage with that Nautilus. Doesn't matter how many deaths you have, Flowers, you said it. As if you can get your hook off and your ultimate, then it's good enough. The shock blast there.
Oh!
Gets blocked by Revenge.
Was it first strike?
It's the spit.
It was the spit? Okay.
You got it right the first time. You got the little green booger flying across the screen.
Yeah, but he wasn't even in range of the boogie. How did it get him? Maybe that's why we're
Baron's
paused.
got some range on those. Those loogies.
Okay, I've just been told that IMT is investigating a potential bug, and if I'm putting my money on the table, Kobe, I think it has to do with Baron boogies, because he goes up in the air in the river, he lands back down in the river.
Why is he? Yeah, why?
Baron's.
What did Elise do to you?
Baron tilted his head back, put a scope on his own nose, and just shot that thing like 100 yards out into the river to take him down.
Baron said, "I smell a jungler."
After all these times of getting smited, all these times of getting killed over the last, 14 years?
This one's for all the jungle camps!
Pew! He smited Elise. That was Baron's revenge.
Honestly, yeah, more junglers should take after Ivern and really respect.
Just be peaceful. Wait, isn't Baron one of the few jungle monsters that Ivern also has to just throw down with?
Yes.
I was like, hold on a second. All right. Let's take another look. We're gonna go back in.
Okay.
We're gonna slow this down.
Why is Baron so pissed? Still aggroed. Baron is still aggroed.
Still mad.
He's shooting Kenvi.
There's another boogie. Okay.
He's shooting Kenvi currently.
Yep.
So Baron is just not fooled by repel.
No, he's not. He's still trying to attack the Elise.
Yeah.
It's not attackable.
Yep.
And then, even after she lands, she held aggro even after going in repel.
Yeah.
Everything else in the game drops aggro, like minions, turrets, all that junk. But Baron is just saying no.
Baron is a gamer.
So boom, there's another one. Boom, there's another one.
Still shooting. Look at that.
41 HP. Oh, I'm safe.
Another one.
I'm safe, bro. I'm gonna land.
Yeah, you're safe? You think you're safe, Flowers?
Here, block it for me. Block it for me. Oh, cool. Thanks, buddy. Oh, wait. Boom. Negative 149.
Got him.
Boom. Yeah, I still don't know what's going on. I don't know if that's a bug or if that's the way it's supposed to work, but Baron just was zeroed in.
I'm going to give credit to Baron. Baron's been around a while. Baron's seen a few things.
He's seen how to see through the aggro drop?
Yeah. Baron knows what's up.
Baron's finally figured out that he's in a video game and he doesn't have to follow the rules anymore.
Yeah. All right, so where'd you get these? Was this today?
Yeah, dude. We were literally talking about this earlier.
Skarner mitts, they're pretty warm. They could be useful today. It's so cold. It's freezing in LA.
Yeah, it's super rainy.
Here, I should give them to you.
Yeah, we got my
purple Skarner.
Skarner cosplay.
I think you need the lights on him.
One
too.
of the.
I can't really tell.
Yeah, we had
now do some Skarner.
We had a.
Where's your stinger?
I don't have. Yeah. We had a fan today bring me these purple oven mitts because I made a joke a couple weeks ago about what would a Skarner cosplay even look like. Cover Skarner! Yes! Yes! Let's go! I don't.
You're queuing right now.
Skarner looks like in the
queuing.
game.
You're queuing.
Yeah, we got to queue him. We got to queue him. Remember, when you attack a champion, you queue faster. So,
Yeah.
Oh,
no, not me.
Yeah, that's kind of. Look, guys, we kind of already talked about everything we have to talk about during this pause.
That's
so
all we got.
Skarner cosplay oven mitt.
We got Spitting Baron. We got Skarner cosplay. That was on the table. Oh, by the way, we can announce now, I think, Solo is going to come cast the next game with us.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
we
we
got Solo for the next one.
What are you doing right now, Solo?
Where you at, bro? Oh, he's asleep.
Oh, that is one way to.
Is that hand warmers on his eyeballs? What are you gonna do if your eyeballs overheat?
He's keeping his eyes warm, so
How do you keep your eyes warm? I don't want to be sweating when I get back into the game.
Well, you don't want to have to re-warm up your eyes when the game starts, right?
Man, I'm already disoriented. We had to pause. I got, all right, where was I? What were we doing? And now my eyes are sweating.
So I wish my top laners would keep their eyes warm because I feel like mine never are looking at the mini-map. They're always just staring at their own lane right in front of them.
All right, I've just been told that as we continue to investigate Baron's boogies, we're going to go ahead and throw things back over to the Analyst Lounge to continue the conversation.
No shot. You just messed it up again.
Wait,
LCS Lounge.
He messed
Son
it
of
up.
a-
LCS Lounge, Flowers! LCS
I
Lounge!
wasn't even listening.
They hear us now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's trolling on purpose.
it was
Okay.
our fault.
That's fair.
It has to be trolling on
I feel
purpose.
it.
I
So-
think the producer told him that,
Yeah.
by the way.
Okay, that's fair. I understand that.
Flowers, was that your own thought, or did the producer incept that into your mind?
Oh, no.
Blame the producers, Flowers.
Are we cross-talking?
I think we're
I
cross
hope so.
I hope this is coming across on broadcast, otherwise we sound
Yeah.
insane.
Okay, they don't hear us.
Because I
That's
was
fine.
hearing Flowers and Kobe long after I was told we were on. Anyway,
Same.
Let's go for
we
it.
wanted to give our own opinion on this. They showed it on broadcast. If I was the guy that, like, the NFL broadcast called in to be like, what do you think the ruling of the referees is going to be?
You're like the fired referee.
Yeah, I'll be like,
Yeah.
well, you know, I think they're trying to take the bug investigation seriously, but to me, it looks like Baron killed him.
Yes.
You can follow
So
the
I'm
snot
pretty
rocket
sure
directly.
they just need to confirm this, and then we're going to be getting back into the game. Because what probably happened was he probably looked at, like, his death recap or something, and it said something weird killed him.
Yep.
Because the game's never going to tell you that Baron did the killing blow, because Baron can't get that credit if another champion has hit you.
Right, so it just sounded like, from what I heard from the producer, was that they confirmed with QC, quality control, that, or something like that. I don't know what they stand for, actually. I assume it's quality control. But they said that he was told that he was killed by first strike, but that can't make sense because Gwen killed him. Gwen does not have the first strike rune.
Yeah, it's Jayce.
That's the Jayce one. So obviously there's an error in the reporting. I think anyone who's played the game has seen it.
We're going to send
You've
it back
seen
to the
this error
broadcast to
before.
get the official
No blame
ruling.
to Kenvi. Good pause.
Yes. Pause if you're ever not sure. Back
Thank you,
to
fired ref.
casters.
Now back to cast.
Give us the official ruling, casters.
Man, I don't even know the name of Analyst Lounge. How am I supposed to give you the official ruling?
I'll give you my official ruling is Baron stomped that jungler. That's what you get.
Okay, well, he has been stomped. That is his first death of the game. It is the first death for Immortals that is not on one of the two bot lane players. The score is 6-9 to
1.
The fourth Drake of the game is okay, 2-1.
It's
Fair.
6-9 to 1. 1 for Baron.
Yeah, Baron does get an extra point. He is the third team in this game. But we also have our fourth Drake spawning now. CLG has the lead 2-1 in that department. Contractz is going to start this one up.
6v5. Baron drafted by CLG. What an amazing draft pickup, honestly. Wasn't announced until today, but 5-head CLG getting Baron on their own side, getting Dragon on their side as well as they melt this one down right out of the pause.
Nicely done.
That will be Dragon at Soul Point.
We've got a Last Whisper in the inventory of Palafox too, so Jayce is just continuing to build up that accelerated shock blast cannon. I'm expecting if this hits not revenge players, it's gonna do half their health.
So, I've got a fun fact for you as well during the pause
All right,
from
how
the
fun?
stats team. What would you guess would be North American Jayce's all-time record?
Like his win rate?
In LCS? Yeah, you can go percentage, it's fine. You want
3.
Actual
3%.
It's really, really, really close to 50%. It's
what?
It's 140 wins, 142 losses.
How the hell did it win 140 times?
Because half the time it's on the enemy team, half the time it's on your team.
You're right. Our Jayce versus their Jayce. It's all in a Jayce. That's. I feel like I just saw the light,
I just
man.
expanded your mind.
Yeah.
Baby. Paradigm shifting stuff here.
We're learning all sorts of stuff.
By the way, Flower still has these Skarner oven mitts on. I don't think he's ever taken
Committed to the bit. Hold on, Dhokla's backing up a little bit.
Okay.
I have to use 2 hands to drink with these. You can't actually pick things up.
It's also getting really hot up here. So we either need a fan or turn off the, or something. I turn off the lights maybe. I'm gonna take off the jacket.
There you go. In the meantime, everybody's just sort of big chilling.
Big chilling.
3.5 minutes till the next Drake. Nobody's really willing to overcommit to a Baron. I mean, CLG's been in the lead pretty much the whole game, but that lead is hanging out around 2,000 here. It was even more earlier. Immortals did a good job being able to bring that back a little bit. Tactical closing in on his 3rd item. Once he can get that under control, you would think that this Misfortune is going to be very scary if she can get the proper angle here in one of these fights. But Revenge goes in. Immortals looking for a setup, looking for a follow-up, but they ain't gonna get it. Oh no, Kenvi lands right back into the Maokai CC, and now he's gotta try to get away with the flash, but he's just cut to ribbons. Immortals lose their jungler. Their top laner's down to 1/3. I see what they've tried to do, but it just wasn't there, and CLG's heading to Baron.
They wanted an exact repeat of that last mid lane team fight where they got the flank from Revenge. They were trying to pull off the exact same thing, but they didn't have the setup this time. There was no flash burned early, and that Baron's almost gone, Flowers.
Immortals is ready to fight for it. Tactical still has bullet time. Keep your eyes on him. The Dragon, the Baron, excuse me, gonna be claimed. They pick up the enemy support at the same time. Contractz is gonna be shuffled back, but Ablazeolive can't stay alive even with stasis. CLG keep on moving forward. Bullet time forces him back. Dhokla just walked into it. So that's one going over to Immortals. CLG gonna take the remaining 4 men and hustle backwards. Revenge and Tactical seeing if they might be able to find anything else, but CLG is disengaged.
Yeah, they still have the Baron buff as well. Let's see how quickly they can reset and get some value out of it. Honestly, the tactical ultimates have been keeping Immortals in this game for so long. Here's another look. So they wanted the same play with the flank, but Revenge, he just takes Palafox over the edge by the Raptor Pit, and then the rest of Immortals are kind of left high and dry here with Kenvi, as you said, stopwatch into coming right back down. Dhokla's full health. That Gwen is not letting you walk away.
No.
Then you're in a 4v5 scenario, no jungle, no chance at a smite, but Immortals say, we gotta roll the dice, and so Fleshy goes on in. He hooks in, YOLO style. He goes down. Ablazeolive, even with the stopwatch, you know he immediately gets annihilated. And then this is a very similar spot too. Misfortune ultimate. Dhokla's just waiting on the outside of the Misfortune ult. I think he
was on the inside.
He was right on the edge. I think he thought he was outside of it, but there was like 2-3 more waves of bullets that were hitting him.
I'm like, yo, I mean, once you see 2/3 of your health bar disappear, I feel like I should step away a little bit further. Unlucky. Tactical dominates the DPS charts, but it's CLG who come out on top in the fight. It's also Chemtech's Soul spawning for them in 35 seconds. Unless Immortals can stop it, this is going to be a massive power infusion for CLG.
All right, let's call for that stop then.
Let's
Revenge wants another flank.
He's almost got Ghost too.
He's done a lot of work for this team.
Well, it's
Ablaze
time to put in some overtime.
Look at Ablaze though. He's coming, taking a long route around, and they go for it.
They're going in, but they're going after Contractz, the Aftershock Maokai, and this is exactly what I would expect if you go in after that guy. They immediately lose 3. There goes the 4th. Ablazeolive's just gonna walk it off, and CLG pulverized them.
So when we started talking about that team fight, Ablaze was right here. They did not have Azir. Contractz does find him now, but by the time Ablaze even got there, the Azir, your big team fight DPS, the consistent DPS, is not there. He arrives at the team fight, 2 are already dead. And as you said, Maokai shrugs off all the damage.
It's Radiant Virtue Maokai.
All right.
I don't think there was ever a world where you're gonna blow him up like that.
They were looking for pick on jungle. Maybe if we can quickly deal with Contractz, then we will eliminate the need for the smite fight. Maybe we can do something about stopping, Soul. But here's another look at it. They see him isolated inside the pit, but he is indeed a tanky boy. And Contractz does a good job. He gets his ultimate off as soon as Fleshy flashes over, so that procs his Aftershock, makes him extremely tanky. And Immortals, I think it was just a move born of desperation.
Yeah.
They didn't think they have a very good chance left in this game, and so if they have even a second at an isolated Maokai, maybe, hoping for the best there, trying to go all in. take out enemy jungle, then maybe get an objective bounty shutdown, but definitely not going to be the case this time around.
Honestly, the game's looking pretty over for the side of Immortals. CLG with that 8,000 gold lead, plus the Drake Soul. It's just impossible for Immortals to really find a winning fight unless CLG gift it to them. You do have 3-item tactical. That's about the only thing you can really count on here. Maybe everybody just walks into the Cone of Doom.
And then walks to the edge of it and doesn't walk all the way out.
Right, everybody just hangs out on the perimeter just enough to take the damage from it. But no, I don't even know if that's enough, buddy.
Yeah. Honestly, pretty strong stuff in these recent few minutes here from CLG. I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
Nope.
Easily pushing up in the 4-1. Even though Baron buff times out, they have the Chemtech Soul so much all in power.
Nice chunk coming out from Palafox. Ablazeolive's got to be careful. If Azir gets too low, if Azir can't fight, everybody else has to fall back. It's exactly what you were talking about in the previous skirmish around the Dragon. Azir wasn't there. They don't have the DPS to keep up and be able to fight back. Top lane tier 2 turret falls. Ablaze still at half HP. Revenge even lower than that. Immortals is having a hard time finding their opportunity to defend. Ablazeolive needs to flash just to survive. But with him heading back into the fountain to heal, that means CLG just keeps moving up. They just keep moving in. And they just keep building that lead even further.
All right, one's down. Go for the reset. Immortals don't want to let them reset. See if they can catch any stragglers here. CLG sticking together in their rotation over towards mid, though.
Yeah, this might just be another CLG team fight angle. Revenge getting himself back. Bullet time gets a whole lot of nothing this time around.
All right, that's about the only tool that has massive kill potential versus this team as well. Teleport. Ooh, a little bit of a flank here. Okay, deep teleport from Dhokla.
CLG's ready to just go for the throat here, I think. Poome, Palafox, and Contractz hanging out to the left. Contractz doesn't have his ulti yet. I think that cooldown is what CLG are mostly looking for here. Poome has to flash over the wall to stay safe. Dhokla decides to enter into the fight, but he's a bit separated from everybody else. Tactical nearly dies. Walking away still for now, but the demonic embrace is burning. Revenge being focused down by 2. The damage goes through. It's Contractz burn that kills off Tactical. It is a 5-for-0 ace. And the end of the game for CLG.
Oh my god, Contractz W's over to his teammate to smite Tactical, and then stands on his body tanking Azir tower shots for like 3 seconds. Thumbs up, CLG at the Nexus. That's gonna wrap it up.
CLG 21-7, 12,000 gold up, and a Drake Soul. They're gonna give Immortals another loss, and they're gonna give themselves a better position in the standings.
Woo. That's kind of a wild start to the day, Flowers.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster.
Congratulations, CLG, improving above 500. 6-5 now, climbing back up those standings after they had a couple of dud weeks in 2 and 3.
Yeah.
They're trying to wash those from their memories. Right back on track this time around, and they get the 2nd win of the year for North American. Jayce improves to 2-8.
Yeah.
Jayce Enjoyer, I heard that. Jayce
okay,
Enjoyer
we got
there.
some Jayce fans. We got some Jayce fans. CLG, they're gonna take the dub on that one. They absolutely just bullied the bottom lane of Immortals. Fleshy and Tactical, they were having like pretty good control in the isolated situation of bottom lane. But when their own jungler constantly comes down to try to snowball them ahead, and the enemy jungler reads it every time, and it's always CLG getting the better of those 3v3 type of plays, they were able to recover, they were able to stop IMT, and Fleshy in particular got punished time and time and time again.
That Poome had some really good bubbles in this game.
Yeah.
Nami ultimate's on point as well for the engage. You mentioned it during the game, but Contractz just tracking that Elise the entire time, always covering bottom lane. The only problem with everybody knowing right now the meta is gank bottom lane is that even if you pick an early game jungler, they're going to try and play around that and defend against it as well. And CLG successfully did that. And then being able to get that extra kill from Baron plus a couple of extra objectives.
Oh, I can't do the gun.
Wrap it up.
Anyway, game number 2 for the day. Yeah. Game number 2 for the day is done. Coming up, we got Golden Guardians going up against Evil Geniuses. But first, Emily caught up with Stixxay. Take a look.
Hello, and welcome to another MasterCard Player of the Week interview. This week's player, none other than Stixxay. Congratulations. Talk to me about what happened here in this pose.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I was trying to do like a, I can pick it up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying
It's
to
yours,
do,
I think.
Oh,
I think you
okay.
get to leave with it.
Oh, cool. I was trying to do like a flexing pose. I wasn't really sure like how it would come out on the camera, but it kind of worked. I had to do a little weird hip bend, but hey, it looks cool.
I kind of wanted to walk through like the entirety of your career, but how has it been being back, not necessarily at the top of the LCS, but coming out, winning Player of the Week after, you know, previously having been a coach, kind of working your way back up into LCS?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's been a journey for me. I've been like so many ups and downs, and I guess more specifically, like the last 3 years has been like a lot of downs for me. I think I've struggled on multiple rosters and stuff like that, and for me, it just feels really rewarding that I was able to kind of bounce back. And because the thing is, for me, I'm scrimming every single week. You know, I'm playing versus all these players, so I know I can match up. If I didn't think I could match up versus them, I wouldn't be playing still. Mm-hmm. And it just feels rewarding to be able to show it on stage and get rewarded for it. So.
Going all the way back to kind of when you were working your way back into being an ADC from being a coach, that was an initial substitution, right? Because you didn't have a player, and then it was, you ended up proving yourself and continuing. So like, what was your mindset at that point? Were you aiming to get back to LCS or just kind of seeing if you could fill in?
I was actually pretty hesitant to take the playing role in Academy because I was kind of set on maybe my time is up, you know, and I'll just try coaching, see how that does for me. And it took like a bit of convincing from multiple staff members and some of the players on the Golden Guardians Academy squad at the point to get me to play again. And once I did, you know, it just kind of made that spark come back where it's like, okay, you know, I still got it. Maybe I should believe in myself a little more. And yeah, I guess that's how I got here today. You know, I had a pretty good performance in Academy, and yeah, now I'm back.
And then going forward, I know whenever I ask, like, everyone's like, oh yeah, we want to win the LCS. I already know that from you guys. Like, I don't think that should come as a surprise. But for you as a player and your own like personal growth, what are your goals for this split?
For this split, well, yeah, I mean, the obvious one, I do want to, maybe winning NA is like too generic. I'll just say I want to make a deep run in playoffs. Okay. I want to be like a threat in playoffs. I don't want people to just view Golden Guardians as, oh nice, we got Golden Guardians in playoffs, we can beat them. And ultimately, I'm kind of just want to do well in playoffs, and then ultimately my goal is to go to Worlds this year. So I guess I haven't really thought about this split too much, but just in the long run, I just want to go to Worlds and compete there again. No,
that's good. I mean, it sounds like not only you, but like the team is being really good about looking ahead and approaching things from a long-term perspective. Would you agree with that, or? I
mean, it's just every player's goal to go to Worlds. I know Gory, for example, he really wants to go to Worlds. Yeah. I think he wants to compete versus like some of the Asian teams. So, and for me, I haven't been there in so long. I just want to compete versus international competition mainly. So, yeah.
Stixxay won the Player of the Week. He's been playing great, and I saw in so many different locations people giving praise to Stixxay. Yeah? Like, I'm sure you guys saw the Reddit thread. We had the graphics yesterday showing that he hadn't died in 5 games. But I was really surprised. Even players from the LMS, the LCK, the LPL were talking about Stixxay's play. Check it out.
我觉得 CLG 的 AD Stixxay 让我蛮感到惊讶。
It's really hard to predict because both teams are really strong. But if I had to choose, I think CG's ADC Stixxay, he's really good. So CG might have an upper hand at this point, and they will win.
He's saying that all the ADC in this tournament are playing phenomenal, but the best one you think is Stixxay from G.
It's crazy that many people watch the LCS.
You know, I haven't seen Homan translate for us in a while.
It was last week.
I'm pretty sure this was from 2016.
Yeah, the tournament is the LCS. Yeah, next up is Golden Guardians versus EG, and a new show, Catching Up with double-elimination. Check it out after the break.
Almost doesn't exist anymore.
I wonder what's on TV.
Their carries, like you're saying, are...
I was wondering when we saw the...
Hello, welcome into the LCS Challengers League. I'm Magical, joined in by the bald one himself.
Breaking news, it's green time. Despite the woes of their LCS counterparts, Digital's Challengers is good. Led by veterans Insanity and Diamond, and seeing a return to Forum from Tomo. young players Exu and Hoon had taken the Rift by storm. Speaking of storms, Cloud9 have tied them at first. For more on that, let's go to Mazel with the weather.
It's raining cats and dogs!
Mazel, I can't hear you. How are Lost and Zazel doing?
Thunder and lightning! Thunder and lightning!
What's going on?
It's over, Rizzler. You have nowhere else to go.
Yo, gamers, one last time.
Are you tired of your League of Legends games ending in 30 minutes with a Baron fight into a mid lane push? Well, get on down to NACL Real Backdoors! It's backdoors galore. Get yours before the storage floor has no more. Boom! 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 Sign up with the hashtag NACL on Twitter.com for 10 minutes off your next Real Backdoor order. If you want some more Real Backdoor action, make sure you go to twitch.tv/challengersleague, twitch.tv/path2LCS, twitter.com/path2LCS, youtube.com/path2LCS. Wait, we don't have that one.
Yep.
I want to welcome the Moose Haters Garen International Travel Agency. Do you want to play Garen? All you need to take is Ghost, Phase Rush, and a second item Zeal, and you can play Garen wherever you want around the world.
Previously.
Oh, hey, Cubby.
Oh, hey, Rafa. You were in their meeting today.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Listen, I was busy with LCS because I'm a full-time caster. But how was your Academy story meeting?
Rafa, you know it's called Challengers League? Or at least you would know if you were there. Oh, come on. Besides, we added 6 more teams and have way more fun games, so you're missing out.
The most valuable prospects already got promoted.
Yeah, that's the point of the league. Promote the good players.
You mean like me?
Okay, you know what? Casting with Flowers was better.
All teams should quake.
Call the Rizzler today.
What if there was nowhere to hide?
Oh,
I know this
sorry,
guy.
SkyTech. You're not getting away from this one.
What if there was nowhere to run?
For this side, Blaze is like, I can deal with them. I'm fine. I'm okay.
What if there was